Yeah. For the next 15 or so minutes, what I'll do is I'll take you through why we did this food waste trial in multi-unit dwellings, and how did we conduct the trial, what were the, how did the trial go, and what is the view of the community on food waste recycling, and what we have learned from the trial, and what's next. Now, New South Wales EPA has released waste avoidance and resource recovery strategy end of last year sometime. And that strategy identified that food waste is a resource sitting in the garbage bin and has a huge potential for recovery and recycling, increasing recycling level of each council. And also, that strategy has set a recycling target of 70%. And of course, if food waste can be recycled, then that will help achieving the target. And end of last year, New South Wales government has released an energy from waste policy, and that has put huge emphasis on food waste by saying that a council with food waste collection system could process their residual waste at a energy from waste facility, which will help the council to achieve more than 90% landfill diversion. And also, you will be happy to know that Emission Reduction Fund has said that food waste collection will be qualifying for ERF funding, and methodology for that is underway. Randwick City Council has more than 40% out. Randwick City Council's red lidded bin contains more than 40% of food waste. And if that can be recovered, that will help us to achieve the 70% goal, or go too close to that. So it looks, Randwick City Council is having a good curbside recycling system. We recycle a high percentage of recyclables, and also we recycle e-waste, we recycle EPS, we recycle mattresses, and looks food waste is another big and important piece in the resource recovery puzzle. So that's why we thought we could focus on food waste recycling. And to do that, what we could what we need to find out. So we designed a food waste collection and processing trial with the objective to see, is there any service issues if all of a sudden we introduce food waste collection? And what are the technologies available? Can they deal with the food waste we'll be collecting? And what will be the processing outcomes? And how we could engage the community. What method is the best to engage the community to achieve the best outcome if you introduce a new service like food waste collection? And will the community support such a new service? And to achieve those objectives, we designed a food waste collection services engaging about 4,000 multi-unit dwellings. And we tried to compare two collection systems, one collection contractor with a purpose-built truck for food waste collection, and another contractor with standard garbage collection truck. And also we tried to figure out what are the engagement tools we could use in this trial. And we did Bean audit to measure the outcomes of the trial. And after that, the most important thing we did is a community survey to find out what they think about this food waste trial. Is it, or implementation of food waste service, is it acceptable? How they think, what comments they might have. So to start with, we developed 4 waste heroes, Shelly, Rai, Chuck, and Cora, to get a buzz out there in the community. And we try to use those heroes in all our collaterals. And the trial was rolled out with distribution of kitchen caddy with information pack and a compostable bag. And to start with, we thought we better use the existing bins, some portion of the existing garbage bins, and convert them into food waste bin without too much effort. Just put a sticker of food waste on the lid. And we did do an audit prior to the trial, and that audit showed that more than 43% of the red-lidded bin is food waste. And then after a few weeks of rolling out of the trial, we did another audit, and the audit showed that still 38% of the red-lidded bin is food waste, and the contamination in the food waste bin was more than 25%. We thought, so you know what is going on. And we thought we have to change something to achieve our goal or to get the best outcome. So we changed something in the trial. What we did is we changed the lid from red to burgundy, which is specific for food waste. And also, we modified the brochure. We tried to address the issues we found during the previous part of the trial, and that was that we have to clearly spell out what can be recycled through this bin, what can't be. So you can see the brochure. We redeveloped that brochure, and then we delivered some targeted education program, engaging the community, going to the targeted area where the contamination is bad, talking to the residents, and then we try to engage body corporate, starter managers, and try to get them on site so that they can help us. And you see, after that effort, we found the contamination is almost resolved. We got, at that point in time, about 2-3%, up to 5% contamination. So I thought, oh, wow, great. So we know what we have to do if we need to implement the service. And we thought, yeah, we have done the trial, we are running the trial. What the community thinks about this new service. So we distributed, say, hard copies of survey questionnaire to all the households, and also we allowed people to respond online. And out of 4,282 units were participating in the trial, almost 400 or more than 450 responded. So you can see 10.5% response is quite a good response. And those who didn't participate in the trial, there are about 52,200 properties. Out of that, 7,860 responded. It's 15.1%, huge response. Usually in local government, you don't get that sort of response. We thought, yeah, we'll know what they want to say. And can you see overwhelming 90% support for food waste collection implementation from the participating respondents. And 85% said, 85% of the non-participating respondents said, yes, we want this service. And we asked, again, how likely you will be separating food waste, because there is a bit of effort needed in this process. And say 66% of the participating respondents said, yeah, always we will separate food waste. And also 16% said, mostly we will separate food waste. And what happened with the non-participating respondents? 60% said, always we will separate, and another 27% said, mostly we will separate food waste. So looks good outcome. Then it comes, because we conducted the trial with multi-unit dwellings, we thought if we need to roll out the service across the board, what the single unit dwelling are thinking. So we asked the question, we asked the question whether they would like to have an additional 140-liter bin for food waste. And you can see about 55% said yes. But 55% is not that convincing. So we asked another question, whether they would like to put food waste in their green waste bin. So 74% said yes. So now we have the option of thinking that do we listen to 55%, or we better cover for 74%. So that is the option available to us. So now, what we have learned from the trial? It looks purpose-built trucks performs better, because the purpose-built trucks addresses the issue of odor quite clearly. It collects the bin and straight away washes the bin and leaves the bin. So no odor issue. So looks, a purpose-built one can perform the best, but the standard one, standard truck also can be used, but we better use bin cleaning service following the collection. So that was the finding. And both composting and alternative waste, anaerobic digestion, both are performing well. But of course, if we use anaerobic digestion, there will be a bit better environmental outcome, but still composting can deliver good outcome as well. So we understood that in the information package, whatever information package we deliver, it should have consistent message so that we don't change it, and we don't need to change it halfway through. So that will give better engagement. And if the concerns raised by the community are addressed on time, they are happy, they feel engaged, and if the service can be made easy, for example, if we can deliver compostable bags close to their home or to their home, they are more engaged, so they don't need to put an extra effort. And looks Randwick residents support this service overwhelmingly. So now what's next? The council, after the assessment of the trial and from the finding, they decided to continue the trial for another year to figure out how we can improve the community awareness and how we can better develop engagement program, and if we can deliver that prior to the implementation of the service, that will work better. So we are expecting a citywide food waste collection service to be rolled out sometime in 2016. So thank you for your attention.